I think on that note, we're good to go, right? T, are you here? Can you give me a quick unmute and hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Good to go.
Fred, can you give me a quick unmute and hello before we begin?
Hello, hello.
Oh, hello, hello. Okay, we're good to go, boys and girls and anyone in between. Okay, so hello, everyone. As always, thank you. And thank you for being present and joining this week's AMA. For those of you who may not know, we do AMAs every single week, essentially. And that's been this case for a long, long, long time. Recently, we have decided to make the effective switch to do all our AMAs on Twitter Spaces going forward, right? I know this is a kind of generic preface I've been doing over the last 2 or 3 weeks because it's kind of like a fresh change for now. So I still see some new faces um, in the spaces each week, different faces over time and time again. So I just wanted to, uh, preface with the fact that we used to do these AMAs every week on Discord, and now we have effectively switched over to Twitter Spaces because, well, it speaks for itself, right? We have more reach, and we can, kind of, it's just a better look overall. Before I continue, Mars, how is everything going? Obviously, we are well aware of baby Mars. If Mars is even in the chat, I do see her listening. Just checking that everything is going well. I forgot how long till the baby is due. Do you know what's funny? My cat can hear my voice, and she's like scratching the door trying to get in here because I'm doing my AMA in my office/room, and she's meowing and yawning and crying outside because I didn't let her in here because it would be noisy. July 18th, it's a boy, right? I think. Mars. Oh, very nice. That's actually really close to Mrs. 2D's birthday in July. I'm not sure if you're into the whole astrology stuff. Mrs. 2D is very into that. I hope you do not have a mini Freddy for your sake. Um, Freddy is, oh, your son is July 13th, Robo. Mrs. 2D is on July 12th. So many July babies here. Oh, no way. You too, G baby. 1 day difference from Mrs. 2D and the gang. Must be very excited, Mars. Do you know if it's just like one baby, or is it twins, or is it like four of them? Well, four of them would be one Freddy. I do agree. Well, Mars, I hope you keep us posted as things go along the way. We're always hoping and praying for you to have a smooth pregnancy journey. I know it's a scary time for most people. Some of my friends and close people around me have recently been shooting out kids, popping them out here and there. Although I am a bit young for the child age, but it does look like quite a stressful time for most. So I hope that everything goes smoothly for you. Hello, Kbala. Shooting out kids, correct, out of the nether region of the female body. Okay, I think on that note, we can begin this week's AMA properly, So, uh, obviously, we have a couple of points for you guys, regardless of how much or how little updates we have, week in or week out. I think what's most important is that we show up and we speak to you guys and we hang out a little bit and we, go on so forth from there. So obviously the first update I have for you guys is that of the Twitter rewards program. As we mentioned, I mentioned this last week in the previous AMA. We hope to release more updates on the development of the Twitter rewards program. Essentially, this is at its core an incentive, an idea to reward loyal community members who support SVS and the Syndicate on Twitter. Obviously, however, with recent updates to Twitter's API, open bracket, thanks Elon, close bracket, we will have to restructure our approach as to how the system is built. So we had everything in place and a plan to do it, and this has been shafted basically. So, we a very big and largely talented developer, Mr. Frederick, is currently in the midst of rethinking what is the best way to approach our initial plans with the changes, because this is something that we really do want to do, and we do want to push for, and I think it's a good idea at its core. So I don't think that we're going to just give up on it or drop it completely just because things have changed, with the recent updates to this API. So I think before we go on to the next point, maybe Fred, you can give us a couple of words since this is right up your alley.
Yep, of course. Yeah. So, it is kind of a bummer with the recent API change, which basically makes what we had planned not as easily doable. So things like getting blood when you like a tweet or something, that is going to be a bit more difficult. But I do have a plan in place, so we'll still be able to reward for like tweeting under certain hashtags and replies and stuff. It'll just take a bit more time because we have to do it unofficially, unless of course the API changes are reverted. So we will see.
Indeed, we will see. And that's it for the Twitter rewards program live API juicer. Next point is on to you, Mr. Ryan.
Okay, hopefully the mic is not too bad on AirPods here. But yeah, the next one leads on from what Freddie just said, which is on the Blood Casino. As he mentioned, originally we hoped that the Twitter rewards program would be before this, but because it's been delayed, we've actually moved on to prioritizing the casino part. So because of this, this is probably going to be the first thing from the new roadmap, which is out. So originally we will be releasing more games as we go along. We've got a few ideas for what we want in the casino, and I think there is a question later on which will address this more on exactly what the casino is. But just to reiterate that it's not obviously a casino where you'll be gambling with ETH or anything like that. It's more of a social casino to give you more chances to win even more blood, or if you've got blood burning a hole in your pocket, you can use it for that as well. So there'll be a few more generic games which you'll be aware of from the casino, that sort of online casinos, but then we'll also be trying to work in more games as possible. So as we release the casino, there might only be a few opportunities and a few games, but we do want to release more and more as this goes on, especially as we get feedback and see which are more popular by other people. We will be touching this again, like I said, in a question later, as we've already written a response out of exactly what you might expect from the casino. But there isn't much more that we can reveal for now, but this is probably going to be the first thing that comes out. Again, on the roadmap, although they're written in parts, as you will have seen, the rewards program was originally first, followed by the sandbox, and then other blood shop opportunities. But we also wanted to say that necessarily as plans change, it's not that the roadmap will release in this exact order. And as we can prioritize different parts and get them out as soon as possible, we will be pushing them out when we can.
Thank you, Ryan. Sorry for the prolonged mute. I did have to get a yawn out. Okay, so next point is that of the blood shop fulfillment contact, essentially with how the process has worked time and time again. Zoid contacts you guys, and if people miss something, we direct you guys to contact Zoid instead. Essentially that's the gist along those lines, right? So now Zoid can be contacted directly via email. This email will be zoid@svs.gg in case anyone did not hear that directly. Maybe man like T can put that in the layer chat quickly for everyone to see. That is zoid@svs.gg, okay? So we understand with how Discord DMs may not be convenient for some people, and they're easy to lose track of. I'm guilty of this pretty much. It's not that it's not convenient for me; it's that I get swarmed with DMs all the time, and it's easy to lose track of them, right, as we go on. So, I'm sure most people suffer a similar fate, and I think overall this is just the easiest way to go about it. So that if you guys are missing anything or have any queries, you can just email him directly at zoid@svs.gg. We recommend emailing Zoid for any issues you have with Bloodshop, any past prizes that have not been fulfilled, or if you're having any other queries or issues or troubles with stuff like Bloodshop items, blood bags, or any other giveaway prizes that you might have won. Let me put that Zoid at svs.gg, just in case you guys can't see that. Okay, on to you, Ryan.
Okay, so the next one is almost the same point as that. I know originally when we had Oinky as the head of Alpha, he had an email, and that was the best for people to get in contact, especially upcoming projects and founders and things like that, to try and get in contact with us. As Tudi just mentioned, especially our founders' DMs, they get quite laid up, and usually people sometimes can't get a response. So usually if people are bumping me or things like that, that's when I will get the response. But it's not always that we can easily get in contact with everybody who DMs us separately. So we have set up a new email for that as well, which is feds@svs.gg. So if there's any contact needed that's to do with Alpha whitelist or anything like that, then it's best to email through him. Obviously, you can still DM any of us or Feds or Vegito as well. But there is a few occasions where people think we're ignoring them or things like that, and that isn't the case. So if anybody in the lair as well does see anybody talking about Alpha Whitelist or who they can get in contact with, I think the best way going forwards will be through this email, so we can make sure that it's monitored and everybody's getting the responses that they need.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Ryan. So essentially, judging by the enormous activity going on in their chat right now, I assume everyone understands this process and these changes and how things are going to work going forward. So essentially, yeah, it's just some changes that we've made to try and make things as efficient as possible for everyone involved, whether it be us on our end and us on our side, and you guys. Will you be there at NFTs Paris? I'm actually not sure what date this is. Let me just Google it quickly for you, Mr. Blue Move. February 24th to 25th. Holy shit, that's very soon. I live very, 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 very far away from Paris. So that's a no for me. But my contemporaries and big and small partners alike, like Mr. Ryan and Freddie, are actually pretty close to NFT Paris. So I think that it would be good for them to attend in all possible chances. I see that in our experience, you can become a speaker, at NFT Paris, and there are some big name speakers here. Yuga Labs, Doodles, Super Rare, So Rare, but I think 2D would fit right in there, unfortunately. But alas, he cannot make it. It's February 24th to 25th for anyone who is curious, aka my Telegram chat. It might be an interesting journey. I think it would be pretty cool, right? Just not sure how doable it would be for me. But definitely maybe some of the boys can go down there and do the good old networking. NFT NYC should be around the same time again this year, correct? I'm not aware if there are any other very big NFT platforms. I don't know how many of you guys are new or have been around, but the crypto event that we attended in Asia last year, CoinFest, was actually really big for Asia region. It was fully sold out. There were about 5 to 800 USD per ticket. It was a fully sold out event, and that's when 2D spoke in front of about 1,700 people in Bali. And I am pretty close with one of the founders, met quite a lot of cool people after that. And they loved having SVS there. So we have already been re-invited for this year's event, which should take place about mid-year. And we shall definitely be going there to be present to expand the networking process and, interact with everyone as much as we can. Spread the SVS name. I'm not sure if we will be getting a table or anything for NFT Paris, but I think it is possible that some of the team can attend. Front row fan, yes. Gen 2 companions or breeding and roadmap 3, are these still on the table for the future? Blood Pact is breeding, and it's definitely on the table for the future. That guy, we just want to do it in a way that will benefit everyone the most and make it a little bit as interesting as possible. As for companions, right now, I don't think an additional mint, especially a free one, will do anything to benefit the market whatsoever, especially in these kind of market conditions. So, I think that is put on hold for a while. Apologies for me pausing. My cat was crying outside, so I have brought her into the room with me so she does not cry anymore. She's very cute. So essentially, before we go on to the questions, I did not just burp. I was actually just picking up my cat. You guys want to see a photo of my cat doing the AMA? I shall take a nice POV photo. Okay, so essentially that's it. I think NFT Paris is not the most ideal thing, but I think maybe Ryan can make it, right, Ryan? Not sure if he can give a speech for everyone over there, but that's besides the point. I think we can go into the questions now, right, Ryan? I'm going to post this photo in the layer first because my cat is doing her thing. Hey, don't go there. You can't go back there. Come on. Yeah. Can you ask me the question, Ryan? I think you're muted.
I was accidentally muted. Yeah, the first one is, when can we expect to receive the Sucky Ducky plushies?
Okay, so the page is live. So if you win or won one already, you will be DM'd a checkout link and a discount code. So it is free. Essentially, all you have to do is just pay shipping, right? Depending where you are in the world, obviously the prices will differ. So we received the first iteration of what they will look like, but we weren't super happy with how they came out. So we have revised it a little bit for everyone, just so it fits the theme a bit more accurately, in my opinion. But yeah, so this is why we had already expected it to be ready, but we wanted to come up perfect, so we did make some minor adjustments. So yeah, it has already entered production, so you can just get your orders in now, and if you win it, it will be shipped when it is ready. Join the giveaway. That's an announcement now to have another chance to win. Just remember, there's only 100 in total, and only ever will be in total. Yeah, so please try to get them while there is limited. Why is the team only active in chat during these AMAs? I'm actually in here at least every day. I try to be in here at least every day. Just replying to people, talking to people while we do our work and try to work to new things. Obviously, we are going to be the most active during the AMA hours because that's the time where we are talking to everyone at once while answering questions and predetermining things, right? So that is the only logical thing, that makes sense. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you, bro. It's been a while. Hey, don't make noise behind there, man. Yes, so that would be why we are most active during these hours. which would make sense. Oh, great sneak peek over there. Who wants a saki daki? Not sure how bad of a sentence that is. Ryan, I think I can ask you the next question. How do I unstake? I haven't been keeping up with NFTs much, and I saw we have moved to passive staking.
Oh yeah, so when we moved to passive staking, if you unstaked within the first month or two, we actually did refund the gas from that. So most people did so right at the beginning, but we do receive a few DMs and emails still of people who are unsure how to unstake if they're not as active. So there is old-svs.gg, which has an unstake button, so you can unstake all of your vamps in one transaction through there. But there is a few people who are unfortunately not seeing this button on there, which is where they get confused. I know Mars and a few people in the chat do send people towards the old dash, where most people should be able to unstake. But there's a couple of options where this hasn't happened. So if the unstake all button doesn't show up, you can manually unstake by going to the graveyard contract and calling the function. I know a lot of people wouldn't know how to do that. So if you do go to old dash and still can't see the unstake button, then do feel free to DM one of us and we can show you how you can unstake them manually. And I think the last question that we have for now, unless anyone else puts some in the lair, if you do have any questions, feel free to put them and we'll get to them after this. But it is, what are your actual plans for the Blood Casino? Will we just be playing with blood? Will we win blood? And how exactly will it work?
No, I was muted. I apologize greatly. Technology has eluded me. Okay, so with the Blood Casino, it will only be with blood, as this is purely a social casino. I just think of it as a free-to-play, just for fun. You know, we will be starting out with known games like coin flip, roulette, blackjack, which will all be provably fair. This is words I've heard from Freddie a lot. Provably fair, which is a core to our vision here at SVS, right? I think this is something that we may expand in the future to add more games, you know, and stuff like that. But I think it will be fun with. I think we will be fun with doing things like this in regards to like sporting events, UFC fights, Super Bowl, you know, stuff like that. So definitely, I think it is going to be a great addition to SVS. Let's see. Oh, are we hiring Brad? I'm down to hire Brad. Can we pay him just off his vibes? I think I would like that very a lot. What else do we think? One sec, guys. I'm attending to something. If you have any questions you want to ask me, Ryan, maybe you can send them away here. What are you crying about, yo? What is a great vehicle? Oh, yes. Brad is the man. How do you plan to sustain the team? Finances, how do you pay yourself? Royalties? Well, none of the founders pay ourselves anything, which is quite obvious as it stands. And we pay staff accordingly to what needs to be paid. Royalties are down a bit, but I guess that's to be expected during this market. Champagne sales go straight back in to the blood bank alongside other things. My cat is saying they want a sakidaki. Actually, my cats love the old plushie. It is actually something they have not yet destroyed, which is quite surprising. I meant to send a photo, right? Whoops. Just checking I am not overly doxing myself in these photos. Okay, before we end this AMA, You may have the cute photos of my cat, who is joining in on this week's AMA. I'm not sure what a trash panda is. I'm just trying to make sure my cat doesn't destroy shit. She's very cute though. Her name is Baby, and she's the cutest cat ever. She's super fluffy, you know? All my cats are like rescue cats. So don't buy anything, just adopt and rescue them, which is overall just a better option. She must be very soft. She is soft, and she is a little baby. And I think on that note, there are no other questions. Okay, well, Crisis, you're already late today, you know? What's going on? Okay, I think on that note, we're out of questions, and it's been really tough to, you know, hold my yawn in for 33 minutes. But on that note, everyone, thank you for tuning in to this week's AMA. Your dog is so cute. I love all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you guys next week. And on that note, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.